gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Turn up the bass. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the hub city in Indiana. He goes by @TooSweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. Enter co-host, hailing from the valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Turn up the bass. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I am your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me, as always, is the full-time part-timer Ian Garavaglia. Ian, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Apparently, Ian reposted this stream. I've never seen that before. That's me. I did that. That's me in that picture as well. I've never seen that before. I don't know why.
I was gonna say we have people repost this stream all the time. Which, by the way, those that do repost it when we are live, we greatly appreciate you, and let the world know that OTM's live. A couple minutes late. We did let you guys know on X, but yes, Ian did repost the stream. So I want to just congratulate my other half for doing his part here and spreading the word that we are live for episode 251. As you can see, it's just us two here today. We got Night of Champions happening this weekend. Ian, I know you've been pretty busy outside of the wrestling world, so have you been able to keep up with majority of the weekly wrestling, or are you kind of behind this week?
Barely. Monday Night Raw, I did get in, but I already told you before the stream, yeah, it was a long week so far. Work has been weird. Long story short, hotels suck. Hilton, I hate you. But we're living. I watched AEW last night live. Raw, I had to catch up on Tuesday morning. Kind of little, it was like a half and half. Like, it was in the background listening.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Night
I was
of
gonna
Champions
say I didn't get to see AEW, and obviously don't give me too many spoilers because I haven't watched it yet. I'm probably gonna watch it after we record. Any highlights? Anything of note from Dynamite this week?
Fatal 4-Way women's match. Athena fucking looked awesome. That entire match was really good. All the wrestling on was really, really good, as AEW does. But
sure.
I did notice, so Moxley will cut one of his backstage promos again, but this one was really good. I've been starting to listen. He does his little, like,
him and Rollins tone. Are the same. They say the same shit, just in a different tone.
This one was pretty good. I wish the forced Mox hate would kind of stop. Yes, the title reign's obviously not been great, but we're getting to a point. It's gonna be over here soon. So just enjoy it. Stop trying to force yourself to hate it.
Ian, I hope it's gonna be over soon because I'm not so sure that Moxley's gonna drop the title at All In. But we'll have our opportunities to talk about it, of course, here on the show. And then I believe you will be joining me for a main event mixer, hopefully that Saturday, the day of All In, which we got plenty of main event moves coming up these couple weeks because there's a lot of PLEs. I'm forgetting and I'm blanking on the WWE one. Oh yeah, Saturday night's main event, NXT Great American Bash, Evolution, AEW All In. Oh if you're ready for all that action, yes, that is 2 weeks away. Make sure you're following us at Pod on the Mark and at main event _net. Something else I wanted to talk about too, Ian, here while we got a couple minutes to chat, is I saw today that Busted Open actually is going to be a 24/7 channel which is crazy, and it's something that Dave LaGreca has been pushing for a while. And obviously, me and you used to listen to Busted Open. I think we still have a respect and admiration for what they have done for the industry. So, obviously, they don't need the rub from us. We're just a little podcast here that goes live every Thursday. But I just think it's really cool to see how the way pro wrestling is covered over the years has evolved. Because if you would have told me a couple years ago, Ian, that we were going to have a wrestling radio channel that is going to be live 24/7, I would have said that's crazy. But honestly, it's really cool to hear that news.
Yeah, it is, and I hope it works out, because obviously Busted Open, I mean, Dave LaGreca, the guy's been at it for a long-ass time. He is an OG, and he's really good at his job, but yeah, I've kind of stopped listening, mainly because I don't want to pay for SiriusXM. That's the biggest thing. Also, I didn't listen to it enough to motivate me to say, yes, this is worth the purchase. But to SiriusXM, the only reason I did purchase your stupid network is because of Busted Open. No, Dave LaGreca says it all the time. That's a lot of the reasons people buy SiriusXM is because of Busted Open, because they put on good programming, a lot of new shows, and whatever LaGreca says, it happens.
True that, and hey, I'm all about shooting my shot nowadays. I'm just going to go for it. I know that is a lot of coverage that you are going to need in terms of WWE, AEW, TNA. I can do it all. I talk wrestling 3 days a week. I've been hosting podcasts for over a decade. Dave LaGreca, if you're looking for a host, look no further than Mr. OTM. I'm ready, baby. But don't worry, I wouldn't leave you, Ian. I couldn't. We would always have this.
Well, unless it's a 4 a.m. slot, I think I might be out on that one.
Well, I didn't say I was bringing you with me. I was just saying if he needs a host.
Yeah. Duh.
I don't think he wants that guy with the OTM hat. But speaking of that OTM hat, where'd you get that?
Well, that was not the @ sign, but it was at onthemarkwrestlingpodcast.com, which is not going to be up for too much longer. So go do it.
Yeah, I know I talked about it last week that we are going to be taking it down. That will happen, but once again, this is the busiest month in the alcohol industry. Of course, the 4th of July next Friday, so that's a big holiday that I'm preparing for. So, it's a celebration of America, which we are from. Believe it or not. We're also on the road to 500 subscribers, guys. I think we sit currently at 455. So if you could do us a favor, be a friend, tell a friend. Just tell one person about the On the Mark Wrestling podcast. I'm stealing that, of course, from the Wrestling Junkies podcast, who is a part of the Main Event Wrestling Network as well. They were talking about Coastal Empire Wrestling today, so make sure you check out their latest episode. And also, we should probably welcome the WrestleHolics podcast to the Main Event Wrestling Network. If you've been living under a rock and you don't follow Main Event _net, we are a full family here now, Ian. It's not just 3 podcasts. We have evolved to 5, and we have another one in the works, too, within the network. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. The more people we welcome in, genuinely, it's because we want to push them to the moon. We want all the collaboration as well. I think that is what makes this network special. Main Event Mixers, you're going to see those guys a lot on those Main Event Mixers, and it sounds like they're super excited. I know we are very excited to have them. So check them out if you have not already. And like Gag said, we got some more news to come, so that's not it.
That is definitely not it. And obviously, DC Hendricks, 1/3 of the WrestleHolics podcast, was on a mixer before, so you might be familiar with his name. But just to give you a heads up on all those mixers that are going down with the Main Event Wrestling Network, we will be live 6/28, which of course is this Saturday at 10 a.m. Central. It'll be myself hosting for Night of Champions. I'm going to give you my picks here, though. I'm just going to be doing the hosting duties over on the mixer. I will be joined, of course, by Tino, the marathon man himself, Chris, the podcast dad from the Wrestling Junkies podcast, and Paperclip Mike. And then, like I said earlier, we got AEW All In, me, Ian, and DC Hendricks from the WrestleHolics podcast. Yeah, you're going to get a chance to chop it up with him. I bet you're excited for that.
Good. Yes, I am very excited too.
Yeah, and then the day after, for July 13th, Evolution, 11 a.m. Central. That mixer will be hosted by Jay Gold. He will be joined by Tino, the Great Brown Hope. And guess who else is joining? DC Hendricks, pulling double duty. Look at that. He just joined the network, and he's like, put me on all the shows. I want to be on the marquee.
I love it. Dude, I'm genuinely... That weekend's going to be a lot of wrestling, and it'll probably be until the Friday after that'll be like, okay, I'm ready to watch wrestling again. But I am very excited to talk about it, and I'm excited again.
Yeah,
feels like WrestleMania season coming up again.
I was gonna say that, especially with AEW All In on the horizon, and we always hit that lull. There's that couple months right after WrestleMania where things are just okay. I mean, there's good things happening in pro wrestling. I'm not shitting on the WWE or AEW here,
like Goldberg coming back.
Ian, we talked about that last week. Do we really have to talk about that again?
Yes, because it's the best thing going on right now.
Stupid idiot.
No, it's not. You deserve that one. See, guys, you probably forgot that we had sound effects, but we still got them. But hey, we got to talk about Night of Champions. So I say we just get right into the card. Let's start off here with a matchup I didn't expect to see at Night of Champions. We have Karrion Kross, who is going to be having a match. Yes, that's something we don't say very often in the WWE, as he will be facing off against Sami Zayn. Ian, obviously, we know the uproar from the internet as of late for Karrion Kross, and rightfully so. But before I get your pick, just speak to me of how you felt about Karrion Kross's usage lately.
The thing is, like, it hasn't been different, really. I mean, the only thing different is that he's being involved in a main event guy like Sami Zayn, which is really good for Karrion. But the stuff he's doing backstage, kind of talking to people, hey, you'd be a little bit more heelish, huh? You could start winning matches. He's been doing that for a while. And maybe it's just people are starting to pay attention to those backstage segments, because I've been enjoying what Karrion's been doing long before Sami Zayn got involved. I was kind of hoping this was turning into a Sami Zayn heel turn, but makes sense in Saudi. Like, that crowd loves this guy. I wonder what's to come for Karrion specifically after this match, because this could be as simple as a Triple H, shut up fans, here's your match with Karrion, here you go, have it. And then that could be it. And
we also don't know his contract status, because I think there was reports that his contract was expiring in June, and I don't think anybody's updated with us that he's re-signing with the WWE. I could be wrong. Once again, chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Ian, looks like you're looking it up, so appreciate you. But yeah, this is exciting. Obviously, like I said, a lot of fans have been pushing for Karrion Kross to be just put on our television screens and put into matches, and he's got it against a guy who just had a big moment at WrestleMania a couple years ago. Sami Zayn's a main eventer. He's a big-time player. Sami Zayn's a guy that, honestly, I still think could be world champion very soon. So, on the surface level, Sami Zayn is probably the betting favorite in this match. I know the sentimental favorite on the internet is probably going to be Karrion Kross, but as much as people want Kross to win, Ian, it's got to be Sami Zayn that's going to win this match. Sami Zayn has to overcome this, because obviously he was unsuccessful in the King of the Ring, which me and you thought there was a good chance that Sami could have won King of the Ring. So he at least gets on the card. But to me, I still think he's going to pick up the victory here. I don't think Kross is really that hurt with a loss.
Well, I am reading, and nothing has been announced about his contract extension. That's why a lot of people are saying...
another reason why I could pick Sami, yeah.
That's another reason, yeah. A lot of people are saying this could just be Karrion's last hurrah
on
a big pay-per-view, send-off. Again, we don't know. It's just speculation. He probably already did sign a contract, and they haven't said anything, which would be shocking, because dirt sheets would usually eat that up right away.
I was going to say, what if they even just used that as the story? Like, Kross was just trying to prove a point before his contract expired, and then he, earns a contract in a match or something like that. It's probably more of a babyface kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like they have big plans for Karrion. It still doesn't. I mean, the only big plan was Sami Zayn, so... It depends on how this match goes. I agree with you. It's everything writing on the wall and all. It's got Sami Zayn written all over it, which I don't hate. It's still it feels. I mean, it kind of feels a little cop out-ish, a little bit. There's been a lot of build for Karrion Kross. Sami Zayn has run this run of being a giant face. I don't know. I'm not super excited about it. I don't hate it. It's like, I was really wanting Karrion Kross to have something major, but just thinking of the tail end of this match and what's to come after.
Yeah.
That Monday Night Raw, is Karrion Kross going to be there?
That's a question we're going to have to tune in and find out to see, because I really don't know. Let's run to the comments, though, about this match. Great Brown Hope said Sami and Kross would make a solid tag team.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's why I was really wanting this tournament to be kind of Karrion Kross's and Sami Zayn's I mean, again, we're back in that faction warfare thing with WWE, which isn't a bad thing. I think the crowd has started to understand it. Like Seth Rollins' faction, for example, pretty good.
Yeah.
If you have a formidable force against them, other than, I mean, name another faction that could compare to Seth Rollins. You could say John Cena, The Rock, Logan Paul, I guess.
Yeah, I would have said Solo's group, but now there's dissension with Jacob Fatu, so it's just him and JC Mateo.
Yeah, so this is going to be Seth Rollins' faction running everything. Which isn't a bad thing, obviously, but if you had Sammy Cross and Sammy, okay. If you had Sami Zayn turn heel during this tournament, end up winning the whole damn thing, and then joining Karrion Kross and seeing the light kind of thing, that makes Karrion Kross a star, and that makes Sami Zayn into another bigger star as a heel.
You're not lying. And Tino said Sammy definitely sadly winning. See, I don't even think it's a sad thing. It just makes sense. I know it's what people want to see. I know sometimes it's not all about what you want. It's what makes sense. And to me, it doesn't make sense for Sammy to lose to Kross here. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before, Ian. Surprisingly, I have been wrong before. Great Brown Hope says Kross helped Kofi and Xavier see the light. Sammy is next. Then Angelo Dawkins. I wouldn't see the Dawkins thing. Because they're heel champions right now. Why would the Street Profits need a turn? Or is this just Great Brown Hope wanting to see Angelo Dawkins break out?
I have
Probably
not
the
been.
latter.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't really been tied to anything Street Profits. So,
Hey, Robbie, we said Tucky is coming. We didn't say when. We just said Tucky is coming. But it's nice to see you in the chat, Robbie. Make sure you give Robbie Rants a subscribe on YouTube. He's got a new series coming out, and who knows? I might be a special guest on that podcast, so stay tuned for that. Brett said, really doesn't move the needle for me. It seemed like a half-ass build with nothing at stake outside of another contract for Kross. Honestly, it's not a half-ass build because they've been building to Kross and Sammy in backstage segments for months now. I mean, you could say it's half-assed into where it's just been utilized in backstage segments, but I mean, that's a build nonetheless, right?
yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was a half-ass build at all. I think wrestling fans should be more open. I mean, I was talking about Moxley's backstage promos, but these backstage stuff, it does mean something. Like, they tell a story in the background. I mean, if you look at Lyra Valkyria with Bayley, what was cooking back there, and now what it led to on Monday Night Raw, it means something. So listen, you could take your pee break at 10 seconds later. Just listen.
Well, and another thing is, too, like, you have to pay attention to what's going on behind the main focus in the backstage segments, because there's Easter eggs always going on. Like, I think even in the clubhouse for the Judgment Day, they kept teasing the demon. The demon's dead. Cope killed the demon. Let's be real.
Yes. Which is that was the whole reason for that match.
The reason was for Finn to win as the demon and beat the veteran. Like, elevate new talent. I mean, he wasn't new at the time, but...
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Edge is doing really good stuff for WWE nowadays.
I was going to say, in hindsight, what do you think WWE would have decided to book in that match now? You think they still would have stuck with it? Just because of the Judgment Day shit? They broke him up right after.
Yeah.
Like, Edge got kicked out of the group right away.
Yeah, that is true. I was going to say, I don't think it makes a difference.
So what was the point? Right. Exactly.
At that point, I don't think they understood how big Judgment Day was going to be. That would be my thing.
This is true. Like, Judgment Day as a whole, I mean, I don't think me and you had, like, doubts at the beginning, but...
Yes, we did. Oh, it was so bad at the beginning. I remember.
Are you talking like Rhea, Damian, and Edge?
Yes. I remember us talking so much about this Judgment Day thing sucks.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have to go back into the archives and check it out. Because they really have evolved, and they've had, like, different iterations with multiple different people, and it's still evolving, which is pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
And going off of my point from earlier, Eric's right. Ludwig was in the background for the Penta and Chad brawl, and Get Better Soon, El Grande Americano. Yeah, we saw that he is going to be missing some time as well. We talked about Liv Morgan missing time. And that's unfortunate, Ian, because those are two names that they really have invested a lot of story into.
Yeah, so what happened with Kurt? I saw he's getting surgery. I didn't read it.
You mean Chad?
Or Chad.
You called him Kurt Angle?
Hey, I mean, who can blame me?
Gold medalist, right?
Yeah.
Was he a gold medalist, Chad?
He was not. No, I think
he was a medalist, though. I think he was. Yeah.
Silver.
I don't know what the timetable is for Chad Gable, but do you think they would go back to the El Grande Americano stuff, or you think that it would just be old news at that point if he were to return like 6 months later?
I don't know. I'd be kind of interested to see if Chad is actually hurt and then El Grande actually makes a comeback. That would be hilarious. I'd be completely down for that. Wait, hold on. You know what I have to say about that?
Huh?
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
Great job, intern.
Did you do that on the fly?
I did. No, sorry, interned it, but yes, I did.
That's hilarious. Okay, so we're both going with Sami Zayn to win this match then?
Yeah.
Chad, I'm curious.
I hope it's different. I hope it's wrong.
Late 2025 are the reports for Gable. Damn. That sucks.
Brett, do you know what it was? I saw it was a surgery, and that was about it. I read the headline.
Yeah, if anybody knows the exact injury to Chad Gable, let us know, because, once again, very busy.
I wonder if that's why he kind of went balls out during that whole weekend. Sorry, but El Grande Americano is Chad Gable.
No. Don't do that shit.
Sorry. No, but, like, I wonder if that's part of the reason, because you hear stories about wrestlers all the time. Like, by the way, I am pissed at all of you guys in that text group chat because I put out that audiobook of Saraya. Really fucking good, by the way. If you're an audiobook guy, she reads it herself and it's really good.
But listen, I was never a Saraya guy. I was a Paige guy. I wasn't either. But...
well, most of it is about Paige. Like,
oh, okay.
I'm three-fourths of the way through.
Yeah, I love the Paige story in WWE. Yeah,
you would love it then. It's really good. She does not hold back on anything. So
good.
Anyway,
she shouldn't.
She tells a story about, like, she was hurt, so she's like, I can't get any more hurt, so let's just go balls to the wall with it. I wonder if that's kind of the thing with Chad. Like, maybe he just said, fuck it. I put me in every single show during this weekend on Money in the Bank. I'll do it.
Yeah, and he did a great job. That was a fun weekend, and we got a lot of fun weekends coming up. Let's move on here to match number 2 then. This is going to be a street fight, and it is Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez. This one, once again, thrown together last minute. I think they just made this match official on Raw. And before we even talk about this match, Ian, it's kind of crazy because probably 48 hours ago, we were talking about the possibility of this show not even happening. Obviously, we're not going to get into the politics at all. That is not why we're here. We're here to talk wrestling. But unless you've been living under a rock, you should know why we were worried about WWE going. I'm still kind of worried, Ian. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's no guaranteed safety, and I know this is like them inviting them to their country, and Saudi should protect us, but let's just hope for safety here too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of that trope of wrestling is more than just wrestling. There's real life aspects to it, so I'm hoping it's a good show. I will be optimistic about it. Yeah, all goes well. Hopefully the crowd's good. That's all I care about.
I just didn't want us to like ignore it and people think we're naive for not sharing our sentiments of not wanting to go. Like, I even tweeted it out on the main event socials. Like, hey, WWE, maybe now is not the time to go. But hey, they must have been guaranteed protection. They know more than we know. Regardless, we're getting a street fight. And like Eric said in the comments, apparently this is the match that apparently replaced Dom versus AJ Styles. This makes sense. Obviously, we know there's history here, but I think the winner's obvious, right, Ian? Yeah,
the winner's obvious, but got to give credit to where credit is due. Raquel Rodriguez, okay. I'm still not a fan of the character at all, but this Monday Night Raw, with her segment with Rhea Ripley, she put her through a table, looked pretty damn good. I mean, a lot of the credit goes to Rhea Ripley, but it was pretty good. I'm not going to be sleeping during this match, which is a good plus because Raquel's involved.
I don't know, you might be. If there, no disrespect, but if there to be one match.
Well, yes. This could be a shorter show, though, right?
No, dude. This card's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches, which is long for WWE.
Yeah, it is long for WWE. Okay,
6 matches.
We might get some snooze in.
It is a 1 o'clock start for you, so
that's perfect midday.
Oh
nap.
No, that's midnight nap Bavalia, isn't it?
Yeah, that's midday nap.
Oh, yeah, midday. Sorry, I said midnight.
Yeah.
Right? And Brett goes, really good chance a dad nap occurs during this match. I mean, we just, once again, not discrediting the talent. Rhea Ripley's just obviously going to win. We move on. It's as simple as that. A couple other matches we got to talk about. This one I'm actually looking forward to because the United States title will be on the line. The Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, will be taking on his blood, Solo Sikoa, for the U.S. title. And obviously, this build makes a lot of sense. Jacob at Money in the Bank turned on Solo Sikoa, said, "I hate you," and that's how we got to here. And I thought they maybe would set this up and wait for SummerSlam, but they kind of shotgunned it here, in my opinion, for Night of Champions, which makes me think that Jacob Fatu might hold on to that title just a little bit longer. I know we've been seeing Jimmy Uso get involved, so it's kind of even. You kind of got Jimmy Uso, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow night on SmackDown. Once again, we record this always on Thursday, so maybe one of those two gets taken out and there's an advantage for one of these guys, but as of right now, I got to go with Jacob Fatu to retain, because Ian, I do think Solo Sikoa eventually is going to get that title.
Yeah, and I think this match is kind of 50-50. You can't hurt yourself going either direction. Jacob Fatu is one of those guys, it's like, if he loses the title here, it doesn't take anything away from that. He was a champion. He's not going to be historic champion here during his first title reign.
He's not going to be known for the United States Championship.
No, not at all. He's got bigger things on the horizon. This is just going to be a setup. This is just to develop his new face character. I think he might lose this, have Solo win the title, and then have Jacob win the title back at SummerSlam. Let that U.S. crowd get the moment again. Yeah, Jacob Fatu's a fucking beast. I'm happy that they've kind of changed direction on Jacob Fatu is our guy. Solo Sikoa is going more into that comedy role. Cool.
He's great.
Entertaining. Yeah, he's very entertaining. Let that persona out. You can't try to fake being a badass because you're going to let it slip at times, which he did during the Bloodline. I'm excited for this match. This is gonna be pretty fucking badass, and this is the tough. Future of WWE right here,
for sure. And I agree with Brett. He probably does need it more based on the recent things that have been happening on television. And Great Brown Hope even said, "I acknowledge Solo Sikoa. I just don't think it's time yet. I don't know, but I could totally see it." And then I'm trying to think of is there anybody that could be coming back? Like maybe. Tama Tonga's coming back, or Tongaloa's coming back from injury. I'm not sure, and that's how Solo can win. But regardless,
in the grand scheme of things, I think it doesn't really matter with the Bloodline, like how many people you have against however many people they have, as in the opponents. I think Bloodline, they tend to pull off a lot of shit no matter what happens, like especially during Roman Reigns' run. There's a lot of 3-on-3 action during their title matches, and it ended up being Roman Reigns' win. This could just be one of those where JC Mateo distracts both of them, has already took out Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa picks up the cheap win. I think I don't know if I agree with you that it's not time. I think it is time. Solo needs some gold to kind of reiterate this guy is a beast. It was a chosen one at one point, so I think it would help give some credentials to him.
Yeah, no, I think you're making some fair points. And once again, I think this is a toss-up kind of match. And Brett says this is a feud that is going to last a while, so the title swapping here would be a good start.
Yeah.
And you might be turning me on this pick, but guys, don't forget our co-host, who has not been on the show in, I think it's been, 3 months or something like that? Right, Ian?
Yeah.
He is indeed coming back to OTM very soon. Wait. Oh my God, he has arrived! Say his name and he appears. Tucky!
What's going on, Kyle? What's going on, Ian? We are back live from 24796 Pear Street in Hayward, California, ladies and gentlemen, on the Work Wrestling Podcast. If you are not ready, you better get ready, because it is time to go!
Let's fucking go!
Oh, he froze.
Tucky, welcome back, man. It is great to see you. You look exhausted after that, and you're a man that runs marathons. So you got to catch us up. What's going on?
Boys, so I'm out of breath. I have not stopped moving since we got to the Airbnb here, boys.
You got a reaction from the crowd.
What seemed to be a beautiful day. Wake up, drive to the Giants game, Giants Marlins. Marlins drop the hammer on the Giants, 12-5. Don't care. I thought it was going to be $18 beers, 21 after the 15% tip that you give to the person for opening. the can of beer that you just bought. And
Right.
so, and then San Francisco traffic right around 4 o'clock. Wow, couldn't be better. But I tell you what, got a 4-bedroom Airbnb for all my coaches to join us on this away trip. There's 2 of us here. So it's a quiet crowd here at the Airbnb. We got plenty of room, but I'm excited to talk Night of Champions on episode 251 of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast at Pod on the Mark. Ladies and gentlemen, are you following? Because you should be.
I was going to say, do you remember how this thing works? Do I have to teach you how to podcast again?
This is not a game. This is not a game. I've been out of the game, but I haven't been off the game, if you know what I'm saying. I've been staying up with the product. I've been watching some things live, but a lot of things parts and parceled. But it is a great time to be a wrestling fan, and we are on the countdown to SummerSlam, the first 2-night SummerSlam. But when we talk about Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, like Ian was just saying, I think it is a perfect time for a title swap to keep it interesting. Keep that on simmer while many other things are ablaze. So I'm excited to get to chatting with you. And what an electric entrance. The air conditioner at the Airbnb has not kicked on yet.
Oh.
So,
Hopefully that kicks in for you there soon, bud.
we might be tarps off here by the end of it, but I'm excited to get going.
Hey, tarps off for the boys. I don't think anybody's going to argue with that.
I ain't
but
complaining.
Once again, I told you guys, he was coming. He is here. He has arrived. My one half. I know we are 1/3 now, but he was my original one half, so it's good to have Tucky back in the saddle. Tuck, we talked about 2 matches before you got in, so I do want to get your thoughts a little bit on this match, because you've obviously seen the chatter online, the support behind Karrion Kross. So how do you feel about this one being added to the card?
Well, this is interesting because when you look at him at face value, it should be a Sami Zayn no-brainer. But with the heat and the credence that they're giving to the online community, I'm actually going Karrion Kross here because I think on the backside of the Sami Zayn argument is that Sami Zayn doesn't need it and Karrion Kross could really use it. And when you think back on the R-Truth, Ron Killings debate, it feels like they're a little tapped in. But I think WWE is better with the hot Karrion Kross. So I think Karrion Kross is going to take that one.
Ooh, I think a lot of people are going to like that pick, because me and Ian went with Sami. I know you didn't get the chance to check our earlier picks, but we're going with Sami Zayn. We're being safe.
Yeah, it's the safe pick.
Yeah.
I would love Karrion to win, because that means that a contract extension is going to happen or already did happen. That's kind of the biggest issue with it is, what is his contract looking like, and are there actually plans for him?
And the way I think about it is, like, every contract doesn't have to be a multi-year contract. Every contract, we could put Karrion Kross on another year and see how it goes. But you know what you have in Sami Zayn, a willing hand that is capable and he's going to throw down. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Karrion Kross, I think that spark and that flame is getting bigger. And why snuff it out for no reason? And I'm not convinced that this is the only time that these two are going to pair off.
No way.
This could be Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross at SummerSlam. The trilogy.
Got 2 nights to fill, Tuck. There's a lot of matches you're going to have.
Yeah, there's a number of ways you can go to it. I don't think Sami Zayn winning the first one's crazy, but ultimately Karrion's going to have to get his. And I think it's Saudi. This is a way to. That's an exclamation point you can put on the show with Karrion Kross going over that doesn't fuck up other titles or things like that. So I will go Karrion Kross with fair.
You're pandering to the fans, aren't you?
Yeah, it's a coin flip. Yeah, Tucky's back. You love it.
Honestly, it is a coin flip. I'm not mad at the pick. And then one more match that you missed out on. We really didn't talk much about this one, so you can give me your brief thoughts if you want, unless you got deep knowledge on this one.
Well, so the dumb part about this one is Raquel Rodriguez and Judgment Day in a street fight, and so I think betting odds straight up put Rhea Ripley as the favorite hand over fist, but I think the Raquel Rodriguez of it all with the Roxanne Perez potentially earning favorite. There's many things here, and I'm telling you, going into WrestleMania LA, the one we were going to, I don't know that many people cared about the Judgment Day. It was a thing that was happening, but there's a lot of Jerry Springer-like kind of tentacles to this, and so I'm going Rhea Ripley, but this is the other side of the Karrion Kross Sami Zayn conversation is like Raquel could win this one, and it would make sense with the help of Roxanne Perez or a healthy hand. But I'm staying in the Rhea Ripley lane because Raquel is tighter to Liv Morgan compared to Roxanne Perez, and I don't know. But this is a match on this like a 5-match B-level PLE where like this is going to propel the story. I don't think we're done here. I'm going Rhea Ripley because she is mommy and mommy knows. But
Mommy's always on top.
And I feel like I'm like opinion wise like on the reverse of this one compared to you. At Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Where did the two of you land on this one?
We went with Rhea.
Yeah.
I guess I really didn't think about the Roxanne of it all because
we didn't.
With Liv Morgan.
That's the thing. It doesn't make sense for Roxanne Perez to come into this part and help and protect Raquel when seemingly she's going for Liv's man. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think more of it, like, with the Judgment Day aspect, it's like Roxanne definitely is trying to sneak her way into it, and there's bigger plans on a whole kind of leadership change with Finn Balor, the Finn Balor regime, basically. I think there is something cooking there, and I'm excited for it. I would like to see maybe this is a way for Roxanne to grow even more without even, like, getting involved in a match and helping out Raquel and kind of getting her way more into Judgment Day. Rhea Ripley could eat a loss. No matter what, she's Rhea Ripley.
Well, let me tell you how I'm seeing this whole entire feud shaken down. Because obviously Liv is going to miss, I think, close to 6 months of time.
Yeah.
When she comes back, Tuck, I don't know if I've even told you this hypothetical booking situation. I think Liv Morgan has to be a babyface when she returns. Like, you heard the reactions that she was getting every time she came out with the Judgment Day. I think it would be more interesting if Roxanne works her way into becoming tag team champions with Raquel. And then your return feud is Raquel and Roxanne as tag team champions, taking on the reunited Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Well, and I like that spin on it because they're just not hitting the reset button on like Dom's chick gets injured, move on to the next one. But if you play that hand again, a Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez triple threat in some way for something is also like hot.
That's really good.
I don't know.
That's money.
So
yeah,
but
that could be a main
like,
event.
But the Roxanne Perez kind of sliding into the Liv Morgan spot and getting tight with Raquel puts a. I think that this Judgment Day feud, Rhea Ripley is a 10 out of 10 star in whatever she's in always. Mm-hmm. She gives credibility to this Judgment Day thing further that I thought Judgment Day was supposed to be done about 2 years ago, but like. Dominic Mysterio is going to turn face. He has all the hot chicks in the biz. He's winning 10 out of 10. Do we need Roxanne Perez to slide into that to make like Dominic? I think Dominic needed the Rhea Liv of it all for him to grow. He went,
It's funny that you're saying all these things because we kind of talked about all of this before you even hopped on, and this just proves to me why we're a co-host because way
we're on the mark. But I mean, like near or far, soon or later, we are on the Mark Wrestling Podcast, and so that's why people need to hit subscribe on the YouTube. That's why they need to follow us, and not just us, but the Main Event Network at @main_event_net on Twitter as well, and make sure that you're following, staying up to us. Follow us at Pod on the Mark and at @main_event_net, and because of that, weeks apart, but same. And it's not like we haven't talked for many, many weeks, but I think
it feels like a year.
it has been a while, and we could stay on after we hit cancel, and I could talk to you for about 14 more hours. But I think this one, Rhea takes it. Does Roxanne try to help Raquel and mess up?
Fail, yeah.
Yeah, but then I mean,
you can't have Rhea lose to Raquel. I know even if there's an interference, it's protected, but
I don't know. I think this whole thing is more about the Judgment Day. I think Rhea can lose. Again, the crowd back home is not going to give a shit if Rhea Ripley loses.
No, the internet wants her to lose.
I think,
that's right. That's true.
This match is just going to put a stamp on it somewhere. We're going left or we're going right, but I think that's good enough reason to watch Night of Champions.
Yeah, no. Then
where are we going?
Is there a pay-per-view on this weekend? Yes, Saturday. Night of Champions. Yeah, Tuck just said it. I don't know why I blinked on the name.
About.
Any report on updates on this pay-per-view? No, nothing crazy going on. And yeah, we talked about that earlier, Tyler. Worried about the wrestlers and everyone outside. They need to be careful. Tuck, we kind of touched on it. We didn't get into like the politics of it all. We just are hoping for the best. And I think that they're going to be protected.
Well, with SmackDown being tomorrow, they would have had to have left yesterday.
Oh, they're there.
Yeah, they're there.
They're there.
I think we're getting wrestling.
Yeah,
Night of Champions in the afternoon, which is a little ironic, but
yeah, right. I mean, I guess it's night for them in Saudi.
And they're not the difference in this one is like they have to send people for SmackDown too, which does change this one compared to past years, where like a Night of Champions card could have been 10 to 12 people, other than production. And I know that's much more outreaching, but from the tension or the hostility at the beginning of the week or early weekend of last week, Saturday, Sunday, I think we're okay.
I hope we're okay. And
We'll see
I think we are too. We should see some good wrestling. We got Queen and King of the Ring finals, of course, too. The Queen of the Ring is going to be the newly returned Asuka taking on Jade Cargill. And that's a name we've talked about a lot lately, Ian, is Jade. And I would be very surprised if you didn't stick to where you were last week in saying that Jade is going to be Queen of the Ring. Am I correct?
Yeah, the match that we predicted, and
yeah, we got this right.
It kind of sucks because Asuka, it seems like the crowd is wanting her to be good again. She's got her OG theme back, which is pretty awesome. Got that OG look to her, same attitude. But you have the force of Jade Cargill, who is a juggernaut, and she should be a juggernaut because she's got the look of a champion. Wrestling of a champion? Not sure yet. We're still working on that part, but it's the fact that...
shout out, does anyone get this reference? Does she have the shoes of a champion?
I don't get the reference, no.
Is that...
Oh, wow. Somebody in the chat will pick it up. Shoes of a champion, LA Knight, NWA, shoes of a champion. Somebody will get it.
Oh, yeah. I do know that. Yep. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you have Naomi as hot as she is right now. It's like you have to have Jade win this and then probably win a title.
That's got to be involved in the world title. Yeah, Jade, the Jade Naomi thing.
It'll be a triple threat.
We need a payoff, Tuck, and I think you're probably going to agree that Jade's going to win here. What are your thoughts?
Well, so,
did we lose them?
I think Jade will win. No, I'm here. Hello?
You're good. You're good. Yep.
Okay. So this is kind of interesting because I still think if Asuka were to win here, Jade could get her money back at Evolution. I think that is a unique opportunity. I'm going Jade. I'm voting Jade. I'm pushing my chips to Jade. Me and Ryan Bogus have a very specific type. And a Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Naomi triple threat. SummerSlam, MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
Can I quote an AEW shirt that has not been selling, which is shocking, but it's it's the black and jacked. Is that your type? Is that what you're going for here?
No, he's going for just ripped. I think.
I'm married to my type.
Yeah. Okay. Full disclosure, guys.
And I need the link to that shirt. Actually, where's that?
It's a Will Hobbs shirt.
Blacked and jacked. MLW pay-per-view and AEW and TNA all will be on.
That's a Mr. shirt too. She's Mr. has been on a rampage. She's put in the work. So respect to the workouts, but
you're kind of going robot on us.
And I have no control over that on an Airbnb Wi-Fi.
No, that's fair. I'm just giving you the heads up that I wasn't hearing you.
I'm just giving 110%. This is great.
I appreciate it. Brett said coin flip for me. Asuka versus Io would slap. Yes, it would. But WWE seem to be ready to push Jade into the spotlight. And I mean, you saw it with her match against Roxanne Perez. The entrance was on point, and I thought it was a very competitive matchup. And kind of like you said, Ian, her wrestling still isn't there yet, but she at least has everything else going for her. She looks the part, and
that's why she's perfect for a triple threat too, isn't it?
Yeah,
100%.
she's the foundation of a triple threat match. And also, it's like, she's kind of a shout out to the almost old school wrestling, like how Gunther kind of is a shout out to an old school wrestling. Like, she's a giant. And she's one of a kind in the women's division, so she could wrestle a little bit slower, which is okay. Like, a Big Show is not going to be doing 630 senton dives off the top rope to be a star.
Would be pretty cool.
Goldberg
Would
didn't
be
need
pretty
10 minutes.
Yeah, it's just you're you. You are you're unique. So you don't need too much with Jade to become a star. She just looks like a star, so she can become a star.
Yeah, Asuka versus Io would be fun though. What Brett is saying there, and I could see it, but just the way that things have been positioned, it seems like it's going to be Jade Cargill's night. Eric is going with Asuka to win because we need her versus Io for the title. And Eric asked me that the other day and why I didn't want Asuka to win. I feel like Asuka, and granted, she did just return, and like you said, Ian has a lot of momentum. Tuck, I don't know if you would agree with me. I feel like she's at the point of her career now where she should just be elevating and taking the next talent to the next level.
I agree with that. She doesn't have anything to prove. Could benefit from another title run.
Sure.
But she doesn't need to be on the rocket the way I think Jade does.
So put the rocket on Jade, have her win Queen of the Ring. Let's have that triple threat at SummerSlam. Tucky and I are going to be there with Ryan Bogus. It's going to be a great time. So we got a King of the Ring matchup to talk about here, and this is going to be a fun one. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton to decide who's going to have that title opportunity at SummerSlam. Probably against John Cena. Who knows? Could be Goldberg. Could be Gunther. We really aren't sure, but we know we got these two fighting for that crown. So, Tucky, here it is, the finals. First off, what did you think of the King of the Ring tournament so far, and who do you got winning this thing?
Well, look at this year's bracket compared to years past. Not that I'm talking like 7 years ago, King of the Ring brackets, 5 years ago, King of the Ring brackets. Like, they loaded it up. They made television TV worth something. In a weird time, you're going towards Night of Champions. You've got SummerSlam in the distant. I mean, it's we're heading that way, but I think Night of Champions is a great way to set it up. And I thought we had a lot of good matchups on both sides, the men's and women's for King of the Ring. And I'm going to shout out AEW in that with things like the Owen Hart tournament and
Continental Classic too.
The bracket style. Let's give matches a little bit more something on weekday television. I'm going with Cody Rhodes here because I want Cody and John Cena at SummerSlam, and I'm probably going to buy both shirts. But there is the thing that I love about this matchup is there's certainly an argument to be made about the Orton Cena running it back SummerSlam main event, because you still have Cody towards the back third of the year too. But first two nights SummerSlam. Let's end it with all let's put the pyro going now. And Cody Rhodes and John Cena. So I'm going Cody Rhodes in this one. I think Randy Orton's got a strong case though.
He does. I mean, it's once again we go on paper here. I kind of would lean Randy Orton. You know, he's more of a legend in the game than Cody Rhodes is. No disrespect to the American Nightmare. But the story that's being told is Cody Rhodes. And Eric said it. We all knew. Obvious. We wanted to get creative and pick a different winner. But it's just going to be Cody. They're going to run it back with Cody and Cena. And I think if they do run it back, Cody Cena too, you can't have Cody lose twice to John Cena. There's just no way you could have Cody lose that match at SummerSlam. So if Cody does win King of the Ring, which we all are predicting he's going to, I think we're going to get a new undisputed WWE champion at SummerSlam. Even though last week I was talking about the fact that Ron Killings should maybe be the one, the crowd wasn't buying into the R-Truth stuff last week. I think they already don't care. And a lot of people were worried about that, Ian. We talked about it. Like, everybody was in uproar. We want truth. We want this. Your pops aren't telling me that you want truth anymore. Yeah.
No, they wanted truth because he was released so soon. If they just let his contract run out, and the thing that they continued the Punk Cena feud as the Truth shit was becoming relevant again, or still
weird.
They fumbled the bag with it. Like, if R-Truth is not in the main event scene with John Cena, where is he and why do we care at this moment? And he took a big risk cutting off the bridge and everything like that, but then you have Cena deliver the pipe bomb to
which was great.
Punk after he basically squashed R-Truth again. All right.
Yeah.
You know, Cody Cena is the money, and I can't wait to be there in the 200 level to see it.
Whoa! I'll be wearing my John Cena shirt though. I mean, it's my last time I'm gonna see John Cena in person. Probably.
That'll be the only John Cena shirt in my collection. Probably the last time I see him.
Man,
I don't have a John Cena shirt right now.
I have like 12.
Slam colored. Yeah.
I was gonna say I might Venmo one of you guys to get me a shirt. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
Come on, dog. You know what
Might
to
be
Kyle
Brett
makes
says-
a lot more sense. To be clear.
Yes, correct.
For me to fly back to Nevada and ship it to you.
I'll meet you at the Indy airport.
But
Hey, thanks,
that's
man.
the thing we can figure out.
We definitely can figure that out for sure. Brett said, I'm sick thinking about how Cody is going to win and The Rock is going to be a part of SummerSlam somehow. No, don't speak that into existence. We don't need The Rock. We don't need him. Keep him away. He's just going to tease some things that he's not going to follow up on.
Can I give my predictions now?
For which one? The SummerSlam matches?
All. Yes, all.
Sure.
First off, I just want to state, I kind of hate this finals match. Kind of. I like that it's happening, but also at the same time, you have Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes happening for the first time since Cody Rhodes has been back, and it's just a finals when they're both faces and baby faces. It's like, there is so much story to tell here, and they're not going to be able to tell it. And
This here is the exposition. This is chapter 1 of the Cody and Randy thing. And the thing that
Did you hear that?
what's that?
That was thunder. It is storming bad here in Northwest Indiana. Wait, hold on. Are the sirens going off?
It is yellow outside here.
It's not great over here, guys. So hopefully I survive.
It is 75 and sunny here in beautiful Hayward, California.
I'm not one for sign language, but here's to you.
What?
Okay.
I will disagree with you, Ian. I think this makes King of the Ring watchable, something to care about, and this has longer legs than Cody and Cena. Cena has a timetable, so I think there's some urgency to it.
You're not used to that yet, are you, Tuck?
No.
Yeah, we got a soundboard now.
We're evolving.
As for my prediction for this match, it's got to be Cody. They said it before. It was John Cena versus Randy Orton for the last time, and it was advertised as such. And we went down that road when we had Randy Orton versus Edge in their last match ever. That was their last match ever. Stuck to it. So I'm going to put my trust in them and say, yes, that was the last time we'll see John Cena and Randy Orton. Otherwise, St. Louis should be really pissed because
I would
that's
be
tough. Which is okay because fuck St. Louis. But anyways, I'll keep moving on. But as for the SummerSlam match, I think it's going to be Cody versus John Cena. Cody doesn't need to win.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, if he lost, would it ruin wrestling?
If he lost, I don't want to see another Cody Rhodes versus John Cena match. So then who are you having beat John Cena for the title? Are you just having Cena retire as
Cody
champion?
Rhodes is a heel. Yeah, well, yes, he's
You would have
going
John
to be
Cena retire
champion.
as champion?
Correct. He's going
Okay.
to. I'm warning you. No, I'm just joking. But I think the writing's on the wall that Cody will be a heel. There's been zero progression for him as a face. It's been the same exact
Sure.
Cody. And there's been nothing as to why should he have more fans supporting him. He's just been there. He's been showing up. He's been wrestling. That's it. Doing the same
he hits
thing.
the woes, and the fans like him. And he
true.
sells merch. He's the new John Cena. Come on. We got to set the table here for the main event. John
It's a new shirt in
Cena.
every town.
Yeah, you got
true.
that right. That and Cena. They both have that constant merch flow coming in for a new town.
I can't wait to see how much money they make off merch this year. It's going to be insane.
Probably a lot. Especially with John, who's
my
got
God.
his match against CM Punk. We wanted it. We're getting it in Saudi Arabia. The man that said he's going to ruin wrestling is really ruining wrestling, I guess, because nobody really wanted to see this here. But This is where we're going to get it, folks. We talked about it maybe at Money in the Bank, maybe at SummerSlam. Tuck, are you a little disappointed that this is happening Saturday and we're not going to be getting this anytime soon again?
No, because John Cena finally has something. I think this feud has went back and forth. I think it might be 70-30 John Cena, like in regards to odds. I don't know that this is the last time these two square off.
I don't want it to
if
be.
Not now, when? It's weird, but I will give credit for WWE for not playing, holding these cards in their hand and letting his timetable run out. There's half a year left, and we felt like it was a long point, but up until this point, John Cena's run has been fine.
It's good. I think it's heating up.
Yeah.
I think we're at our best. Yeah, we're at our best point right now.
And we need to get hot quick, and I think Punk's a good opponent for that.
He's going to bring that out of him.
I don't know that Cena wins clean, but I don't know how he wins with help. So it could be a kick in the nuts. It could be something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough. The pick's easy. Ian, I'll let you talk.
No, I just wanted to give one answer, a one-word answer. Well, I guess technically two-word answer as to why I think John Cena could win. Who is one face that really likes to show out during these worldwide kind of shows, and that would be The Rock. I think he will show up.
In Saudi?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have somebody there. John Cena does not win this cleanly. He never really does during this title reign. Hopefully this is not it for Punk versus Cena. If it is, that is tough because there is a lot of gold to mine for the WWE and money to make. Maybe this goes to SummerSlam and that's your conclusion there. Or that's going to be Cody Rhodes. Maybe it's a triple threat. I don't know, but it's not going to be a clean finish, and John Cena will be your champion at the end of the day.
So here's the thing. Tuck brought it up. The John Cena pipe bomb, bar for bar, going off of what CM Punk did about 14 years before that. That's perfect. And honestly, you guys have been saying it. We need more from John Cena and CM Punk because Night of Champions isn't going to do justice to this feud because I even sent out the tweet when they had their first, interaction post-WrestleMania that, okay, here we go. Finally, the John Cena heel turn can pick up. Because they are just going to flip the script on this Money in the Bank 2011 story. It is bar for bar going to be the same thing. Don't be if people tried to interfere in this match, similar to the way Vince and his lackeys interfered. Don't be surprised if John Cena is just calling in everybody he can. Maybe even, I don't think Travis Scott's going to make the trip, but it's something like that. I don't know. They've used people from Saudi Arabia, too, on shows before.
Oh.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the Prince came out and cost CM Punk the title. That's crazy, but it might happen.
I think John Laurinaitis is coming back.
Oh, okay. We can't bring up that guy's name anymore. Fuck that guy. Fuck John Laurinaitis. But, yeah, I'm excited for it because it's Punk and Cena. This is the feud wrestling fandom, but John Cena, last real champion, is gonna win, right?
It has to be. I mean,
I think so.
Again, it's got to keep going, right? Right, Todd?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to though, because if we all predicted it, Cody. So you do Cody and John at SummerSlam, then what do you do? Does Cena have a fallout feud with Punk again for the non-title?
Well, I mean, technically you could have two main events, one night, night two. Could technically do that, or you could technically do a triple threat. What does the writing in the rules say? If you win the King of the Ring, you don't get a one-on-one. You just have a title opportunity. Doesn't say it's at SummerSlam either. It has to be.
No,
at
it does
SummerSlam.
say it's at SummerSlam. It
does.
say,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're right about the fact that they did not say it had to be one-on-one.
Yeah, it's like Money in the Bank.
That would be cool. Tuck, would you be in on a Punk, Cena, Cody triple threat?
No.
No, too much.
Yeah.
Too much cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah, the other side of it is you have Rollins with the briefcase, and so. But
Does he get involved in this match?
Are they gonna have Cena win for Rollins to take it off of him, or are they gonna have Punk beat Cena for Rollins to take it off of him?
That makes sense.
But then where does Cody or Orton fit into either of those? That's where it gets weird for me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you said, though, it makes plenty of sense. It's the first half. Rollins cashing in on Punk. That would make a lot of sense. Oh, fuck. Though, I guess you could... No, then that's just... then you're going to start making multi-man matches, and I think John's got to have some singles matches for his end of his career. You know, I don't think we need to do multi-man matches all the time.
I think this title reign should get one at some point because it's all been singles matches. I wouldn't hate it. I mean, I don't think it takes anything away from it. Also, if you give Punk that triple threat at SummerSlam, there's still 2 months. It's not till August that you're going to have that match. You still have some time to let Punk say even more stuff. Let that Cena versus Punk kind of promo battle keep developing on Raw. And then you let Seth Rollins play into it as well. I mean, if you have a lot of moving pieces, I think that's what makes a wrestling feud a lot more entertaining, in my opinion. It completely different. Yeah, when you have a lot of different options like that, I think that's good. I don't think it ruins anything necessarily. I don't want it personally to be a straightforward all the way up to SummerSlam. It's going to be Cody versus John Cena and nobody else. I don't want it to be like that because we're going to have the same exact thing that we've been having of Cody talking shit to John Cena, saying you're a traitor. Cool. I guess it has legs. People are going to buy tickets, obviously, but I think there's more story to tell.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. There's definitely more story to tell. Eric says not Cody. Then who do you think would dethrone? I think he meant Cena. Hey, I see Braun Breaker. See, I wouldn't see Braun Breaker because Braun's just now. I'm going to say something that might be controversial. I think Braun Breaker was better suited as a singles than being in this faction. Ooh. I think there was more steam behind him as a singles tuck.
I agree.
Oh, I don't know if I agree with you guys. I like it. I love it.
He feels like an afterthought, and I know he's doing cool things, but other than the cool things.
Here's my thing. I know it's... Okay, I'm going to bring an AEW kind of comparison into this.
Oh, here he goes.
Yeah, I knew you were going to give me that response. But...
Yeah, Brett agrees. He said both of them. Bronson, too.
I think it's kind of like a Wardlow situation with MJF. It's like, yes, he's in the background, but also once that face turn happens, it's going to make Braun Breaker into a star. It's going to happen. Braun Breaker is going to turn face on Seth Rollins and turn on him. That's going to happen. That's when he's going to become a giant megastar. Like, everybody knows that Braun Breaker is going to be the next big thing. He's already over with the fans. Yeah. You can't do much harm now. So let him do all the spears he can now while he's young. He can learn how to do a promo in backstage with his training. So
he's not even cutting promos anymore. He's just barking.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like backstage, like give him more time to train.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, speaking of, I know nobody brought him up, but I saw him on my shirt. Where's Roman?
Oh.
Tuck, were you going to get Roman at SummerSlam?
We are.
We better.
Where?
He returned last SummerSlam, but where does he fit on that card if we're doing Cody and Cena? Yeah.
Just has his entrance and then leaves.
Yeah. Rollins. He can face Rollins. He'll face Rollins.
With or without the title? With or without the Money in the Bank? What do you mean?
No briefcase on the line. He'll still have Money in the Bank, just a blood feud. Rollins and
but
Roman.
we got to get there. We got to get going then.
Well, I think we're going to find out where we're going with a lot of directions at Night of Champions this Saturday. So if you want to get more Night of Champions coverage, come check out and hang out with us 10 a.m. Central Saturday for Main Event Mixer episode 27 at mainevent_net is where you're going to catch us there. One more comment from Brett. He said, I don't think anything needs to be involved for Seth and Roman with Heyman over there. And Brett, I think you were right. Eric said Roman is going to be the new Street Fighter live-action movie. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's true. Yeah, I do. Who else? I think Rusev is involved.
Really?
I think. I want
to say Rusev. That's not working.
How is Aleister Black doing?
Okay, Aleister's actually involved in some feuds.
Okay.
Aleister's actually doing something I don't get. I mean, Rusev has Sheamus, but Tuck, I feel like the Rusev return is not hitting the way it was expected to.
No, not
AEW,
not for me either.
Yeah, these AEW guys coming over is not doing great so far. Penta's good.
Penta's been great. That's about it. That's about it. But as you can see behind us, it is that point of the show. The MVM title is on the line every single week. And Tuck, since you were made your return here to this episode. Why don't you explain to our audience what the MVM title represents?
The MVM represents the most valuable mark per episode. It is a title that changes hands weekly per show, given to the most valuable mark of that specific episode. For instance, tonight, we are crowning the most valuable mark for not last week's best participant, but this week's most
Last week was
valuable
Bill
mark.
Moss. Yeah, he's old news now.
As it has been. Bill Moss is a
One of the
cornerstone of 2025. He's had a great year this year and a valued member of the community, but this week not present. And so it
Yeah,
doesn't
even
mean
you
the
showed
title
up.
rolls over. Yeah, out of nowhere. Shout out San Francisco traffic.
Shout out
the
to your
most
Uber
valuable
driver.
mark is I drove. I am
Oh.
the Uber. Yeah, that's what they said. The most valuable mark is the most contributive in regards to quality and quantity. Quantity and quality. So
Yep.
each week the MVM is crowned, and this week we have a new champ.
It's very fitting, too, that this week, the week where we have John Cena versus CM Punk, a matchup that really built the friendship between me and this guy who is going to be our new MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast. It is Brett Haskell. And yeah, if you guys didn't know, Brett, big CM Punk fan. I grew up a big John Cena fan. That rivalry is what got us both into wrestling. He was here to talk about that matchup, too. Very fitting that he is walking away with his very first, I believe, MVM title, Ian, if I'm not mistaken. I know you don't have the records, but that sounds right.
Yes. I don't know.
Look he left a message for us. Let the rain begin. He's ready, Tuck.
Oh yeah. And by rain we expect to see him next week. And by Vogus's comment, Tuck is hot. Can't disagree.
Tuck is hot. And Tuck, since you have returned, and we got a couple more minutes, why don't you just catch up, everybody, on what you've been up to, why you've been busy, and if you're ever going to return again.
It is baseball constantly. Since the middle of February to now, we have played 58 games as a group between high school season and into summer ball. We got 12 games left on the summer schedule, and then 22 queued up for fall ball starting in September. That is weekends only, but yeah, just super busy with baseball and being a dad to an awesome kid. The Augie Doggy is making his region return in the last week of July, and he's walking. He's kind of talking. He's
in the ring yet?
That stuff. Well, here's the thing: we got him a Cody Bleacher Buddy for Christmas. Didn't care about it for about 7 months, and he's about it now. But the problem is Cody is a face, and so is Augie. And so Augie's just turning these into squash matches. He doesn't let Cody get any offense in at all.
Sounds like my brother.
Cody's or Augie's got about a Goldberg moveset right now. He's got a few things, couple slams. He'll tackle him onto the play mat. And so we're working on ring psychology, telling the story in the ring, both sides that, like, you got to let him get some offense into.
Got to have a comeback, too.
It takes two to tango. And,
let's get him on the top rope.
Yeah, well, and there's just aspects
Top
of his
crib.
character that are yet developed in the first 17 months of his life that we're, kind of sharpening, but still throws with both hands, swings and everything. And now he's starting to turn into a little cuddle bud. He just wants to hang out and just kind of watch TV and lay on you, and that is my mode.
The best.
So,
Love that.
Yeah.
He's got a bright future in the ring, potentially on the mound if he ever.
That's our meal ticket right there. He's our meal ticket. We're going to be famous.
Yeah, we are working
be
diligently.
80.
I'll tell you what. If he asks, I'll probably figure it out. We can make
schools out there.
We got connections, too. I'm not saying we know big names, but we know people.
We know names.
We do. We can get Augie in the ring, sponsor every one of his matches. He'll be just the face of OTM.
Yeah.
But we'll all be really old. I would say I would be bald, but I'm already bald. But Ian might be bald by then.
I will be by then, yeah.
There you go.
We might have to rebrand our podcast then and get some bald logos and then just tuck with his ripped 8-pack in the middle like Finn Balor. You're looking good, Tucky. It was great to
As
see
are
you.
you, Kyle. I mean, you're putting in the work. Don't let it go unnoticed. I know you're doing the old humble brag here, but the fitness season is never ending. It's always in season, and we just gotta move our butts. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You got to be motivated. Get your ass and don't be lazy. That's all you got to do. Just don't be a lazy piece of shit. Guys, enjoy professional wrestling. Like Tuck always says, it's a great time to be a wrestling fan, and it was great to have him back in the saddle once again. So, Ian, your final statement for episode 251.
Well, with Tucky coming back, I think it's a good time to remind the fans at home, remember those that are close to you. You never know when they might come back, because when they do, it's going to hit you right in the feels. Tucky, it was really nice to have you back, man.
Oh, thanks, brother. Great to be back, and I'll tell you what, there are no baseball games scheduled on Thursday of next week either. So, we could be getting into Tucky's season. I'm telling you what, I'm SummerSlam searching kind of every day about something. Can't wait for that. It's an exciting time, a lot of work, and shout out to Couts High School making their first appearance in the state title game. Wild, that's crazy. So,
Only region team to lose in the finals.
Correct.
Hey, I bought that.
Yeah,
Why
it
do you-
broke.
What?
Hey guys, go hang out with Tino. He is live. He's simulating some WWE 2K25. He's doing main event moves over there. But Tucky, send us home.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what a time to be a wrestling fan between AEW coming up in July and WWE. OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com is a place to go. If you are a fan of pro wrestling, you can support the channel in that way. You can also visit the Main Event Wrestling Network. Follow us at Pot on the Mark on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You know the drill. And at @MainEvent_net. That's the Main Event Wrestling Network, a conglomerate of wrestling content creators. A small group of great people that do good things. Subscribe for more. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. And speaking of that, I think I'm just going to take the Rey Mysterio figure with me to New York.
I think you should.
I looked up and Rey Mysterio figure was staring me in the face, and I have not shipped that yet. And life,
You'll see J Gold.
dumb, and I suck it. And so maybe that's packed at this point. It doesn't make sense. So life is good, boys.
Life is good. So thank you everyone for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling podcast.